Hi everybody! Welcome to Let's Play Total War Shogun 2 Modded. If you watched my other Let's Play, you pretty much already know what's going on. If not, I started a Let's Play as the Shimazu in the vanilla game. And while I loved the game, there were a lot of things I didn't like. Namely, the speed of combat was just too arcadey. It was just, people moved way too fast. They were all like Olympic sprinters. The battles would be over in very, very short amount of time. It was just not realistic. And I know why it was done. It was done to appeal to the more, casual gamer. And they don't enjoy spending half an hour on a battle. And that's fine. But that's not my cup of tea. I actually enjoy the slower tactical battles, more realistic, that kind of stuff, and some other things. So I got a mod called Darth Mod, who apparently is a very prominent modder within the Total War community, and his mod basically has a collection of different things that makes the game better. Better pictures for units and agents. There's a card system that makes it easier to tell what types of unit something is. There's bigger garrison in castles to make castles harder to take and easier to defend. The purpose behind that is so that the 9 major clans stick around longer. There's a mod that makes the God, it starts with a K. I can't think of it right now. The Shogunite. The Shogunite that's there right now. The Kyushu, maybe? I don't remember. But it makes them more aggressive and actually makes them try and retain their power, which I think is really cool. And a whole bunch of other mods that changes the appearance and stuff. The big thing, though, is it slows combat down. It slows movement rates down to a more realistic level. It slows the rates things die at. So in other words, you actually have pitched battles that take time, and maneuvering and flanking becomes much more important, and that's exactly what I wanted. So, since I couldn't add this mod to my current campaign, I ended my current campaign. I took over this island over here, and made some strong alliances, so I felt it left them in a very strong position, and ended the campaign, and I'm starting a new one. So that I can play with the mods. Now, I thought long and hard about who I wanted to be, because I didn't want to be the Shimazu again. I didn't want to force you guys to watch the same thing over and over. And I was looking at the different types, and I think I'm going to be the Tokugawa, which might be shooting myself in the foot, but I'm interested. I'm really curious. Why? They're one of the hardest ones to start with, initial challenge, and because they are vassals. They're vassals to the Imagawa. Which means that I'm starting this campaign as a vassal, which means I can't declare war on anyone that's not already at war with me or my, lords, the Imagawa. I can't, like half of my income, of everything I make goes to the Imagawa. They have undisputed military access to my territory, and etc., etc. So, one of the biggest obstacles I have to overcome first is to get out from underneath the vassalage of the Imagawa. And then, before I can even think about, expanding and making a run for the Shogunite. So, I think this is going to be a fun challenge. I'm really curious to see how this works. I'm going to be doing campaign normal difficulty. However, I will be doing the battles on very hard. I've tested a few battles like that, and I think I can handle it. And I want the battles to be a challenge for me. I want to, have to really think about how to win them and that kind of thing. Now, the naval battles are going to kick my ass. I know. I don't know how to fix that. I'm not good at fighting naval battles. I'll hopefully get better. But, yeah. More options. Advisor help, none. Battle time limit, no. Okay, so everything's good. So, we're going to do a long campaign. Alrighty then. Let's get started, shall we? I'm not sure exactly what strategies I'm going to have yet. I'll come up with strategies when I learn more about the beginning traits of my faction. Also, like last time, I'm going to, during loading screens, because people were really liking that, I'm going to give history lessons about the era in Japan, how we got to the Sengoku Jidai period, what it was, what became of it, what the effects were, all that stuff. Because the loading screens, as you can see, are quite extensive. And this is a way to kind of kill the time. I will give a brief recap of what I covered in the first Let's Play, in case you didn't watch the first Let's Play, which was basically how we got to Sengoku Jidai, the Age of War. Not on this loading screen, obviously, because it's going to end any second, but on other loading screens. I shall give a quick recap, but now we're going to watch this.
1545. This is Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war.
See, I told you it was. Love that age. Everyone has that age. Countries hit that age.
Years, the Ashikaga shoguns have ruled
the
from
Ashikaga.
Kyoto.
Oops.
Great splendor and power were theirs. Now the overmighty clans no longer obey.
Your sandwiches suck, sir. Cannot follow a shogunate that makes bad ham sandwiches.
Time has come for a new
Oh,
warlord.
sure, you may be wise, but you can't even make a ham sandwich. Rebellion!
But who will be victorious? Tokugawa lands have always provided for our people. Our enemies are many and envious. They threaten our borders and look for any weakness. Our wars have a power beyond the sword.
Yay! I love words.
But if wars fail in shadows, in silence, our ninja.
I love ninjas too. Ninjas and words. Whoa. Whoa, that's skill. His knife is invisible. I didn't even see it hit him.
To know deception is to be on guard.
To be able to make your weapons invisible, that's a true
To
ninja.
hide from our Mitsuke. We have Imagawa friends. Diplomacy does much. Our allegiance gives us security, but we must stand alone. Bishamonten, the war god, has woken. Now is the time to defeat our enemies. All will bow to the Tokugawa clan. We wait no longer.
I mean, they don't bow?
Destiny calls.
Aw. Fine. Well, those two right there, they're bowing. That's the start. First those two, next the world.
We are the Tokugawa.
Yes, we are.
Following the murder of our Lord Kiyoyasu by the treacherous Imagawa, they assisted our new daimyo in the claiming of his power at Okazaki. This was at the cost of our freedom, for we are now their vassals. We who are descended from emperors past. Now there is full conflict with the Order. But under the protection of the Imagawa, we have the opportunity to rebuild our strength and expand our territory and influence once again. To start by capturing Wari would be wise, enabling us to rid ourselves of the Order threat without the need to burden our clan with additional enemies. The Kiso of South Shinano control a province containing an abundance of the finest stone. This valuable trade resource will be vital to the construction of the great castles befitting of a clan of rich royal heritage, such as our own. The Kiso will submit to our wishes or be destroyed. The province of Totomi has no notable advantages, but seizing it from the Imagawa will be a vital step once we choose to take our revenge. However, with power and influence will surely come the ire of Kyoto. And, should the Shogun feel threatened, he will rally his subjects against us. In that event, we must be prepared to fend off all who would attack us, no matter from where that threat emerges. If the Shogun wishes to halt our expansion, let him come here and reckon with us himself.
Or at least write a very strongly worded letter, which we will ignore. Okay, so mission issued: the defense of Mikawa. The warmongering of the Oda and Imagawa clans has compelled us to choose sides and accept the protection of the Imagawa. Punks. Now we must stop the Oda invasion and force that marches from the west before they take our homelands from us. Defeat the army belonging to the following clan: Oda. Call to arms. It will allow me to recruit one extra recruitment slot for the next 4 turns.
If our daimyo is to become shogun, military ruler
Yeah, shut
of
up.
all
No one cares about you. Alright. So many things we could do here. So many things. Alright, first of all, I want to get my freedom. I hate these guys killing my daimyo and taking over and making us a vassal. And oh, vengeance will be mine. However, first thing is first. We need to get power. We're obviously not strong enough to take them on. I don't know. It looks like they have, what, 2 territories here? Let's take a look at our diplomacy. Excuse me. Yes, they have 2 territories to our 1 territory. And keep in mind that they get half of all our income. Hey, I'm very friendly with them for some reason. Oh, because of a past friendship. I'm hostile with the Oda, and I'm very friendly with the Saito, because of a past friendship. Well, maybe I can call upon them for aid. Yes? Yes? I can't request an alliance or declare war because I'm a vassal.
What shall we discuss?
I can request a trade agreement.
Profit?
Hi. I want to try something. I never tried this. I want to see if I can get some money for our trade agreements. You know, like, demand a payment of, let's say, 500 gold. Pay once. Moderate. Let's see if they'll take it.
Your fault.
Alright.
But that does not.
Okay. We'll
Welcome
we
indeed,
will
my honorable
lower
friend.
our
What
demands
shall we discuss?
to
in the hope
300.
of mutual profit.
Yes? Moderate? Let's try that. Oh. Okay. Payments.
Welcome indeed,
Man.
my honorable friend.
100.
What shall we discuss in the hope of mutual profit?
And a trade agreement. Ah, see, that'll work. Alright, let's do that. There we go.
It is heartening to
We got an
see.
extra 100 gold. Good for us.
Welcome indeed, my
Arrange a
honorable
marriage,
friend.
eh?
What shall we discuss in the hope of mutual profit?
No. Well. I don't know. Not yet. I don't know. I don't know enough of a surrounding countryside yet to. Oh, I can arrange a marriage with them as well.
Welcome indeed, my honorable friend. What shall we discuss in the
I
hope
don't know.
of mutual profit?
Oh, they're enemies of the. Just like ours. Let's request a trade agreement. Hi. Let's request a payment of 500. Huh? Oh, fine. I will do 300. Or,
Welcome indeed,
how about
my honorable friend? What shall we discuss
pay
in the hope of mutual profit?
100 repeatedly for 5 turns? Huh? Oh. Alright. Trade agreement.
Welcome
Payments.
indeed, my honorable friend.
Demand
What
payment.
shall we discuss in the hope of mutual profit?
3... What? 300. Whoa. Not 3,000. 300. As in 300. No. Alright. Payments. Man payment. 200. Huh? Oh, fine. How about 100? God.
Welcome
Cheapskates.
indeed, my honorable friend. What shall we discuss in the hope of
Huh?
mutual profit?
Ah ha ha ha. Thought you'd take that.
It is heartening to see
So I have
honor still
2
exists.
trade agreements and an extra 200 gold for all the good that
Welcome
that'll do
indeed,
us.
my honorable friend. What shall we discuss in the hope of mutual profit?
So, the Oda only have 1 territory. Alright, let me go tell you what I have that I know I want to do first. Obviously, I don't want to expand this way too far because I'll hit Kyoto and obviously I won't be ready for that impending storm. But I could expand this way. And I could take a very large chunk of this side of the island before the Shogun decides to go crazy on me. So, I don't really want alliances and such with any of these guys. But anyone over here, I wouldn't be opposed to having alliance and strong ties to. Like for example the Kiso or the Saito, I wouldn't be opposed to either of those, per se. But we shall see. What could I do? Okay, I want to try and upgrade my port as soon as possible to try and get some ships over to these trade routes, because I have since learned that you can stack trade ships and make a good source of income from those. Now, the chances of me getting ships over there and them not being taken yet, I don't know how likely that is considering my distance from them. But if I can get 1 or 2 and just spam some trade ships on them, I think that'll be really effective, because in my position, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to do a lot of diplomacy, and diplomacy takes money. Because here's my thoughts that I have right now. First, we gotta take out the Oda. That's the foregone conclusion. Let's say we take out the Oda. We have 2 territories. Woo, yippee. Then what do? We have to somehow gain the power enough to take on the Imagawa. Now, do the Imagawa have any allies? They have... Yes, they have these guys. The Takeda, I think is what they are. Yeah, the Takeda. I haven't come across them yet, but I'm gonna have to break their allies away from the Imagawa, because I won't be strong enough to take on them and allies. That's crazy. Not with 2 provinces. So, any allies they get, I'm going to have to bribe, basically, away from them so that they don't get involved in the conflict. So I'm thinking I could take on the Oda, and then I could work on taking out the Imagawa, or I can't declare war on other people, but I could entice other people to declaring war on me, perhaps. Maybe one of these guys over here. I mean, there's so many options, but all of these options are going to require money. So, first things first. Let's take out the Oda. We got an army right here. We have an army lying in ambush. Oh, like I said, there's an increased garrison, as you can see. For example, this castle gives us 1 samurai retainer, 1 yari ashigaru, and 1 bow ashigaru. So, do we attack them? Do they wait for them to come here and ambush them? Do we maybe bribe them? We're supposed to have superior Metsuki. And Kisho Ninja units, which I've never used a Kisho Ninja unit, so I'm interested in learning and how to use them. Plus, the Oda's advantages are they have a little advantage to diplomacy, they have a little advantage to their Kisho Ninjas, and a little advantage to their Mitsuki. And the Kisho Ninjas are not like agent ninjas, they're actual battlefield units. So, can we bribe them? Oh, we could definitely use the troops. We could also use the money. Why not? Let's try it. Bribe army, 73% chance for 1,300 gold. Oh. Why not? Let's give it a try. Anything that weakens them is a good thing. It might be a little expensive. Yes! Successful! Oh, see, and look. Prettier pictures. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, so... Oh, wow. All of them? All of them. We recruited all of them. We just took care of their army. Oh, nice. However, I didn't defeat them, so I don't know if my mission was successful. Still, for 1,300, it was more expensive than actually recruiting units of my own. But as Sun Tzu says, one spear from the enemy is worth 10 spears of our own. In other words, what it means is all the resources you take from your enemy help you and weaken them, as opposed to creating your own resources which only help you. So it's, you know, twice as much, 10 times as helpful. So while I spent a little extra money to bribe them than it would have cost to recruit them, I did twofold, because I got stronger and made them weaker at the same time. So that was really good, actually. Alright, so now what do? Well, that army is no longer a threat. So I think we need to march as quickly as we can before they can rebuild an army. So we're going to... I think this unit garrison is enough to keep them there. So let's try and merge. Oh, we can't merge them. Alright, well let's do that. Obviously you're happy. Should we wait a turn and fight and bring everyone up? Or should we go with what we have? I probably should have sent the Metsuke to scout and then bribe. Probably should have done that. But let's push ahead. No guts, no glory, right? Alright, so there's an army right there. And it looks about equal to mine. And I'd much rather have my forces before I engage that army. So, you know what? We're going to try and ambush. No, we're not, apparently. Oh, yes, we are. Good. Okay, we could theoretically ambush this guy. So if he comes up, we'll ambush them, which means I've never tried that before. It'll be fun to see how that works. And if not, then next turn, we'll bring up these reinforcements and crush them. Sound like a plan? Of course it does. Okay, so we're going to upgrade this to a port, harbor, whatever. And I believe that's all for now. So, alright. Intern. Let's see what happens. Alright, so the game crashed again. I thought it was crashing because it didn't have enough RAM, and I upgraded the RAM and crashed again. You're gonna have to figure out what's going on! But for the time being, I'll just have to remember to quick save after every important thing. You have no idea how many times I had to redo this to bribe the same amount of people to get the whole army to come back over to me. But we're going to recreate what we did last time. We're going to put our guy there. There we go. Yeah. So if he moves, we got him. Alright. And then we're going to remake the harbor. Right? Did I do that? There we go. And, oh, we got to redo our trade stuff because I had to restart the game.
Welcome indeed.
I'm fairly certain,
What shall we discuss?
because I tried just like, you know, reloading and reloading to bribe the same amount of people, and it never worked. In fact, it became less and less. Like, it got to the point where no matter how many times I would bribe, or I'd reload and bribe, I'd only get one unit for my bribe. So I'm thinking
what shall we discuss in the hope of mutual profit?
that the game does that to keep you from cheating, to keep you from just reloading over and over. It says, alright, you want to do that? Fine. You get less and less each time. So I had to restart the whole game. And then it worked. There we go. Okay, so now we're back where we were. With this quick save. And then let's end the turn and see what happens. And they went around us. Well, crud. That's alright. It means I can group both my armies together. And then crush them. Crush them, I say. Could try bribing them again. Mission issued, Master of Intrigue. Master of the Secret Police. Oh, right. What am I doing? I'll get a Minske. Oh, man. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Bushido. Sure. That'll work for now. And then we'll start working on maybe Chi. Oh, it's the daimyo. Not gonna be able to bribe him. Right? Yeah. Let's go around him and scout out the castle. The castle has nothing but its original garrison. God, it's like he purposely stepped outside our... jerk. Alright. Army. Alright, you go here. Is this town okay now? Yeah, it'll do. You merge and attack! You can't attack. You cannot attack. Well, crud. I guess next turn. Next turn we'll get him. Alright. Let's quick save. And next turn. Hey! Hey, no, 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 you don't ignore me. Oh, you jerk. This is not good at all. Oh, crap.